In this session, we'll learn how to create drop-down list. Drop-down lists are very much useful when you have words or sentences that will be repeating, and again it will be really you have to type. Then with the help of the drop-down list, you will not be required to enter again and again the text. So let us see. We have here a employee profile you would like to add. So it has, for example, first name, last name, department, gender, country. For example, you want to enter this data. For example, name is Ravi. Say last name, say Pali. Now, suppose this employee is joining production department. And then his gender is male. The country, say India. Now, this is the traditional way of entering data. Let us say second employee, James. Say Paul, last name. And then department, say quality. Now let us say male, and say from Sri Lanka. So if you go on typing this one, you have to type every text. If you have drop-down list, what will happen? Let us say same thing you want to enter. So this is how drop-down should have. Say name is Ravi. Say his last name is Kala. Now here, department, you can have a drop-down list like this, production. Then gender, male, country, let us say India. Similarly here, we take the name James, say Pala, and say his department. Use the mouse, select quality. Say male, say from India. So this is how the drop-down list will help you to, and eliminates you from entering the text. So let us see how we can create this kind of drop-down list. Okay, we'll start from the basic. So let us close this database. We'll create, now we'll go and open access database. Say access. Will show you the access application. Then you say, let us say, we'll create a blank database. So you can create a blank database. You can give a name, say employee. Now the system will show you a blank table. So what I would suggest, you have two options. One is you can go to here in the corner. You see here in the corner, there is a design button. Select the design button. Now it will ask, give a name to the table. So you give a name to the table, say TBL to indicate the table. Say employee profile, let us say. So this is the place where you want to store the data of employee. So this will open employee profile table in the design format. So when it starts, it will create automatically an ID, which is a, a auto number. If you'd like to keep as it is, you can keep it. And then it's also selecting a primary key. You can see here, there is a primary key, which automatically it will select, the system will select. Now let us create employee profile fields. So this is a table. So we need to have the fields to accept the data. So the first field, we can say the first name. So this is the text field. It will accept the text. So next field, let us say this is the last name. So this is also by default, system will select short text. So we can keep that one as it is. Then let us say this employee department. So department is a field, generally is a text. So we can keep short text. Then from what is the gender, for example. So this is also a text. Let us keep text. Then we have country, from which country he is there. So this is also short text. So let us say these are the fields we would like to populate. Then after entering this, let us close. So there is a sign here, X sign. You can use this sign to close this table. Okay. So let us close this table. So it will say, do you want to save the changes? Yes, say yes. Now what do we need is the fields which we want to have a drop down, say department, gender, country. So this data to get from the drop down, we need to create 3 different tables. So you see here, these tables, you need 3 different tables. So one is country, other one is gender, other one is department. So let us create 3 tables from where we can get the data to drop down. So we'll close this table. Now go to create. You see here the create button. You see the create button. Take that create button. Then you see here table design. So again here you have the table design. So if you select table design, you'll open a blank table. Here, let us say we want to create first the department. So here the field name can be department. So the department is a text we set. So keep this one as it is. So in any table, it is advisable to have a primary key. So here we need to have only one field department where we enter the department name. So to define a primary key, so you can choose the department itself as a primary key. Why? If you have a primary key, it will not allow you duplicates. It will check if you're entering the duplicate data, it will say the data is duplicate. So once you have the primary key defined, you can close this one. Say it will ask you the file here, the table name is table 1. So when you say close it, you can change the name of this table 1. Let us say we can keep a convention. All the tables will have prefix TBL in our naming. Then this is the departments. So this is the table which has departments. See, you can see here the X subject, as we said. What are the types of objects we have? We have the tables, queries, forms, reports. So we have tables now. So we have second table which is created department. So double click this table. It will give you blank field. You can see here, you have only department field. So let us say we have 5 departments in the company. So one of them is say production. So you enter production. So automatically you can use the arrow to go down the cursor. So you can write quality is the second department. Say third department, say maintenance. Say fourth department, sales and marketing. Say fifth department, supply chain. Say you can go on adding any more you want. Finance, human resources. Okay, so as many departments you want, you can add it. So let us say this data is already stored. You don't need to specifically click save button. So say here, close. Again, it will ask you because you added the data. Do you want to save here table? Say yes. Now we have finished the first one. What is that? The department table. So on the next one we have to make it is say gender. So we'll make a gender table now. Again, go to create. You'll open up the table section, queries, forms. So you go to table design again. So it will open directly again table 1. So let us say this time we say the field name is gender. So this is also entry is a text. So leave the data type as text. As previously done, similarly, we have to select primary key. Just to go and click the here primary key. The key symbol will appear, which means the field is primary key and it will not accept any duplicate data. So again, go here, close this one. It will ask you name of the table. So as done previously, say TBL, say gender. Now the third table what we need is country, because we want this one to be again drop down. So go here, create table design, say country. This is the field name. So again, data type is a short text, which means it will accept text. Again, come here, select primary key. Now again, go here, close it. Then it will show you option to change the name of the file. So you have here country, name. So now see here, you have the employee profile where we want 3 drop-down lists. One is for the department, one is for the country, one is gender. Now we have 3 drop-down lists. Then let us go add some data here. If you click the country here, you can add it will open a blank table where you can enter the data. So let us say this is UAE is one country. Say Saudi Arabia is another country. India, Bahrain, USA, UK. So you go on adding whatever the number of countries you want, you can add, or you can copy paste. Say, let us say we close this one. So if you open again, the data is there, your data is there. Now let us come to department. So already we entered the departments. So we have different departments. Now let's come to gender. So we have, say, male and female. So we have 2 data. Now, again, now we go back to the main file where we store the profile, employee profile. So if open here is a blank. So let us take some names. Let us say again, the first name of the person is Ravi. Last name, say, Kali. Now, the drop down is not appearing here. So what we have to do now? You go to design view. It will show up the fields you have seen earlier. The first name, second, last name, it remains same. Now the department, we want the drop down. So what to do? So see here, there is a lookup option here. This option you need to click it. So click here, you see here, lookup. Again, you will find there is a drop down here. You will find here field which you can select it. Click here, it will show you a drop down here. You see here. So it has given three options: text, list box, or combo box. Let us take combo box. You will see what is combo box. It is a drop down option. Select combo box. So when you select combo box, you see how many fields popped up. It is saying row, source, type. So here, what is the type of the data? Where is the data line? Basically, it is asking where is the data line. So it is coming from a table or a query. Then what is the source of the data? So when you put the cursor here, you see when you put the cursor here, it will give you all the tables we have in the database. Say this is a department, so we'll select a department database table. So it is saying bound column count. This for the time being, leave it. So only select department table. Then we move to the next, gender. Here also we want a drop down list. So again, you have general and lookup. Go to lookup, select the drop down. Instead of text, go to combo box. Again, it will appear table query, and then come here, say here, drop down. So what we want here is gender. Select the gender table. So you see here, gender table selected. Then you go to country. Again, you come to lookup. So what are we going to look up? We are going to look up a combo box. Where is the data coming from? Select same table, related table, gender. Now, you can see here, the first name is a text only. There is not drop down. Last name is a text only. And then department, you see the combo box, gender combo box, country combo box. Now let us close this one. So when you make any change, the database will ask you to save or not. So say yes. Okay, now you have the data. Now go open this, double click the employee profile. Let us come here. So we said Ravi, Kali. So which department is he? Now you select production, say male, say country. Okay, you see what we have done? We did a mistake. So instead of selecting country, we selected the gender here. So how to correct it? Go back to design. Here you can see in the right corner. Come back to country. So when you come back to country, go to lookup. You can see here we have selected gender here, the table. So go and change this one to country, right? Okay. Now again save. Now come back. I can double click the profile. So here country, go to country, it will show you the drop down. So let us take another name. Say Ibrahim. Say Muhammad is the last name. Say his quality. Say if you text type Q first letter, automatically it will appear. Alternatively, just go press the arrow here. It will give you the option. So if you want to say here male M, say press M, will appear automatically. Here, if you want to say UAE, say U. So say here, say James, say Pala, and say finance. Say male M, and then select anything you want. Okay. So this way you can create a drop-down list. But also there is another way. When you don't have too many items in a drop-down list, you don't need to create a table. You can directly have the drop-down items. So let us see how it can be done. Let us say we want to add one more field to this table. Let us say, what is the so let us say we want to put the designation or position of this employee. So let us add a field and then see how we can add a drop down without creating a table. So again, go to design view. So you have the design view here. You click this design view. So it will show you again the table design where you can enter the data or you can create fields, say position or designation, whatever you would like to say. So here, I do not want to create a table, but I will have the drop down from the data directly entered here. So again, what we do, we'll go to the lookup here. Again, because we want drop down, the drop down is possible with the list box or combo box. So you can choose any of them. So let us say combo box. Now it is asking a tabular query. So I do not want to take from tabular query, but you have an option here, value list, field list. So we'll choose a value list. Okay. Now the position, let us say the position is operator. In a manufacturing company, operator is a common nomenclature. Then let's say you have supervisor. So put a comma in, write supervisor, and put a comma, write engineer. So these are the fields. Example, I need these fields, say engineer, manager. Let us limit this one to these three fields, for example. Okay, so what we have done here, you have selected combo box. Instead of selecting a tabular query, we selected a value list from the drop down. Then I typed whatever the field drop down items I want. I put a comma, but it systematically converts the comma into semicolon. So let us close this one. What will happen? So when you close, again open. Now for these three positions, I want to have position, for example. You come here, you will find the drop down already has the data. You can select whatever you need. So this is how you can create drop downs easily, and it will save a lot of time for you. So this is the end of the session.